Belachara offers seniors beautiful apartment living. It's a special, secure place to belong, providing choice, freedom and professional care. Each spacious apartment comes with an ensuite, veranda, security and on-call nurses. Entertain your guests in the elegantly appointed shared spaces. Our vibrant activities program will keep your mind and body active. Belachara welcomes new residents. Call us today on 5202 5300 for a personal tour.
Welcome back to News Geelong, and we're turning our attention to sport now, and we're down at what is known as Cosy Corner in Torquay, where tomorrow thousands of people will turn up for the Great Australia Day Thong Challenge. Thousands of people entered last year. The championship was won by Cottesloe Beach in Western Australia, but this year Torquay is hoping to go one better with their giant thongs. Now that starts from about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning if you'd like to register. But right now our attention turns to footy. The NAB Cup starts next month and Geelong is in serious training, as you'll see down at Simmons Stadium. Scotty, can we just interrupt your autograph signing for a moment? You're very popular, as all the players are today. Crowd's getting a bit excited about the start of the season.
Yeah, it's almost upon us, isn't it? We think our boys are in pretty good shape, but we know the other teams are in good shape as well. So there's a bit of work to be done, but so far so good. Yeah,
well, they look pretty sharp. We're just a few weeks out from the NAB Cup, of course, and that may introduce a few youngsters into the lineup as well.
Yeah, we're very keen to get a few of our younger players exposed to AFL level. We've only had 2 national draft picks this year, but we think that they're both capable of playing senior football at some stage this year. And we've got a few other players that have been sort of short of opportunity the last 4 or 5 years, like Josh Cowan and George Hall-and-Smith, that you know, we'd like to see playing AFL football sooner rather than later.
Well, it's on the cards. Good luck for the season.
No worries, thank you.
There you go.
Just while you're signing a few autographs to Joel.
How you going, mate? Good, mate. How are you?
You're overwhelmed today.
Busy today, yeah. It's good to see so many down here. Obviously holidays for the kids and time they can come down and watch.
Well, you love this ground. You were down here for the GFL finals with all 3 brothers. Do you love your footy?
Yeah, no, we did. We popped down for a little while. We had a couple of friends running around in the Twos grand final, so come down for a little bit. It's good.
And it looks like everybody's pretty sharp at this stage of the season.
It's hard to know, isn't it? I mean, we feel like we're sharp, but we'll have to wait and see when we come out and play in the NAB Cup series not too far away.
Yeah, well, you might be trying out perhaps against some of the North Melbourne boys in a practice match as well.
Yeah, I've been playing them over Friday, so just a little bit of match practice, sort of, so it's how we move the ball and how they move the ball, so it's been good.
Well, good luck for the season.
Thanks, guys.
Tactical skills session, the boys look pretty sharp.
Yeah, they've been training well pretty much since the start of pre-season, and it's continued on since Christmas as well. Good to see the crowd out here and the supporters as well. A bit of skills, a bit of handball, marking, kicking today.
We saw a bit of an NRL, a rugby union try out there for a while. Is that part of the scenario?
Just a bit of fun from the fitness conditioning coaches there. Just a bit of warm-up for the training, yeah.
Not thinking you're taking on the Storm when they come down here on February 8?
No, I don't think the boys would be up for that one.
Just injury-wise, we saw a lot of players not out there training today. Was that just a modified program, or was that actually they were sitting out because they have got niggles?
No, we have got a lot of modified programs. Got a lot of older players as well, and we train most days in the week. Our main training sessions are Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so today for those older guys, a bit of a day off, but they'll be back training tomorrow.
Just Jimmy Bartell, is he back into full contact training as well as James Kelly?
He has. They've both been training the last couple of sessions. I'm not sure it's full training, but it's certainly at least half a training, and that's going to progress over the next 2 weeks.
Just having a word to a couple of the boys, I was saying that one positive of that disappointing loss to Fremantle was that they've got an extra few weeks under their belt, and for this time of year they're actually running on top of the ground. I mean, has that shown to you as a coach?
Yes, they've all started their pre-season a few weeks earlier, so there's been quite a few PBs, like most clubs do, most players do in pre-season, but they've come a bit earlier on in pre-season. We did a fitness test first day back after Christmas, and they ran very well, so you know, it's one part of the game. You've still got to get the footy and play as well, so looking forward to when games start.
We're just a few weeks out from the NAB Cup. Are we going to see any new faces there?
Yeah, you may see some new faces. You saw probably 10 new players last year debut, so you'll certainly see those players all play. Whether we see some newer faces, it's likely, yeah.
Any of the new boys starring at this point of time?
I think they're all training well. Those 10 players I mentioned before that debuted last year, and the draftees, Hartman and Thurlow trained really well, and the traded players as well. Yes, what players we play round 1, round 2, round 3 might be a mixture of senior and younger players as well.
Seeing the game evolving, just what's the one thing you think that this year will stand out? We'll see, I suppose rotations go up and that sort of thing, and I suppose full defence. What do you think will be the difference this year?
If I knew the answer to that question, we'd be on top of the ladder. We try and forecast a few things and try and get ahead of where the game's going, but I think last year you saw that the attack got not back on top, but made some inroads back into the game. Defence had been on top for a long time, so we may see a trend that the attack does get better again. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
I was having a close look at the defensive group, practising their arcing and their spoiling and those technical sides of defence. How are you coming to terms with the loss of Scarlett? Because he was so big on that part of the game and the education for those boys. Have a few had to step up?
Yeah, Scarlett's a massive loss for us, but at the same time we've got some very good players down there. Tom Lonigan, Corey Enright, Harry Taylor, Andrew Mackey. Those players have played a lot of football and they're good leaders as well. So Scarlett will be a loss, but we've certainly got the players to fill that role.
And just a caddy is one that, just from our eye, looks super fit, running around today, sleek and good nick. He almost looks to have that perfect build to slide into the Geelong midfield, thick through the hips. Obviously you're expecting big things. Yeah,
we got him for a reason, and he's performed at training remarkably well. Coming to a new club, he's a bit quiet early on, but he's trained the house down. He's probably put on a few kilos as well. He's a lot bigger through the hips now and legs. So we're looking forward to Cads and what he can bring to the club next year.
Seeing the Essendon Footy Club, they're all getting leaner this year after bulking up last year. What are the Cats doing?
Yeah, we're probably pretty much the same. We've tended to have the same body type for the last 5 or 6 years. Yeah, once again, you try and stay ahead of the game, tactically and also physically as well. So do we need to get fitter? Do we need to get stronger? And try and predict where the game's going. We're probably very similar to what we were last year.
And just that stand, it looks fantastic. It's not too far away. The boys must be getting pretty excited about a night game here at Simmons Stadium.
It's going to be fantastic for Geelong, I think. A night game here, the bars and the restaurants will be going overtime. It's certainly good to train here with no wind coming through the ground.
Helps you in your goal kicking coaching.
It does a lot. Yeah, you don't have to fetch balls out in the grandstand being built too, which is good.
How's the new guys gone with the culture? As you mentioned, Caddy been doing a lot of fitness sort of work, but just coming in and really wanting to work with us stuff. Yeah,
Caddy, Rivers, the draftees as well, McIntosh. We are very lucky. We've got a very strong culture. It's been developed by the guys who have left the club now, Mooney, Scarlo, Milburn, those type, Ling, and we've still got a lot of leaders now who continue to carry on the tradition as well. So those guys have slid in and been part of the club since day one. And
Jackson Sheringham, as you sort of mentioned, flooding with the 10 kids last year, sort of creates a lot of depth in the list, but I've heard he's been going pretty well this pre-season.
Yes, Shez has gone really well. It's really hard to pinpoint who's been a standout at training. All the young guys have trained well. Billy Smets has gone really well. Thurlow trained well. There's a heap of players. Mark Blitzarves, who's one of the rookies, he's trained the house down as well. So we're looking forward to the game starting and seeing which players do perform.
The Scott brothers might be trying to conjure up some sort of a practice match between Geelong and North Melbourne. Is that a likelihood, do you think?
We've trained down here the last 2 weeks and we've had some training against the Kangaroos. They might be down here next week and the week after as well, but the Kangaroos haven't got a ground to train on at the moment, so I guess they're lucky. We've allowed them to use our facilities, and we've trained against them for 20 or 30 minutes each day, which is is handy as well.
Bit of brotherly love there.
Yeah, certainly.
Have you got much out of that, Blake? It's certainly something different. I guess the boys being able to get that bit of competitive stuff in a little bit earlier than normal.
Yeah, it's been probably far less competitive to what I thought it would be. They've pretty much trained as if they're training against their teammates. There's been very few tackles and incidents where there could be damage done. So it might pick up over the next few weeks, but we're certainly looking forward to round 1 of the NAB Cup.
And thanks to all those people down at Simmons Stadium who made us so welcome at their training turnout. It was a great crowd during the school holidays. It looks like Cats will have a lot of supporters this year. We'll be back with Lawn Bowls right after this break on News Geelong.